Okay.
All right, you can open your eyes.
Ooh.
And we have here
Okay, put the goblet
a
away.
blind sample of some liquid that did come off of our standard wall over here. So I've got the bottle over here, but I don't think that I would want to encourage you to just like examine the wall to
No, definitely
eliminate. Let's just literally like let you get into this, and it's kind of like a sequel line, but not really, because I don't want to get quite that fancy. This is just more trying something a little different that I have no idea if you've had it. Ryan has a lot of different tastes, and I can't keep track of what he drinks. But
The nose is actually almost like effervescent a little bit.
oh, okay. Sparkling nose.
Yeah. I definitely get, there's a little bit of heat on the nose there. Or some ethanol. I won't say heat. Definitely some ethanol. But I'm not mad. It's a little sweet.
What are you feeling? Are you getting a decent sense of, like, you knows the hard truth earlier, and it was like, whoa, this is great. I like this, but I'm not getting any sort of reaction. Maybe it's because you're examining it so thoroughly. A little bit of congestion there, perhaps. Yeah.
A little bit. It is blooming
Welcome
season
to
here in
it,
Tennessee. My very first, It was like I got up this morning and there was pink and white flowers everywhere.
Yeah, wait for the time in Nashville where you come out to your car and your car is all yellow. That's a thing.
Man.
I'm not trying to quiz you or get you to guess on anything. It's just more of a taste something and tell me what you think, and we'll reveal it here in a minute. But is it?
It is sweet. Definitely low. Well, I wouldn't say. I would say it's in the 90s.
I think it is
90 proof-ish range. I do get a lot of sweetness. Well, I get sweetness.
Okay.
It's not overly sweet. It's not very mouth coaty. I'm gonna go with probably under 6 years age.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is like a 4 or 5. But again, the previous bottle that we had a moment ago was 12 years, and the one before that was just 5 years.
I'm getting a lot on the front of the palate, on the front of the tongue. Kind of fades out as it washes over the tongue. It's got some good legs on it, though.
Look at the legs. You see that TikTok video? Look at the legs. I don't care about the legs. I want to taste it. I want to taste it. See what it tastes like. That was funny. Thank you to those creators.
I feel like I've had this before.
You like mellow corn that much? He's staring at the cup intently for those that are listening to the podcast. Ryan gazes into its.
This is how I try to gaze into the soul of the spirit here.
But what's going through your mind? Because this is definitely not a quiz. Are you trying to like guess what it is? Is like.
I'm trying to put my finger on where exactly I've had this before. I'm not getting any like flavor notes that are very prolific and profound. I try to connect when I do a lot of tastings. I try to connect with a food or a dessert or something from my past. And I think that's what kind of connects me. And this may sound strange to some of you, but it really connects me with the bourbon or the whiskey. It brings back a memory of mine, and that's what I attach my flavor notes to when I try to describe something to somebody. Because let's be real, the hint of 8-year-old bark and leather on a hot sunny day, none of that stuff is intriguing to me. Let me know what it tastes like to you.
It's a personal beverage.
You know,
It's an absolutely
Absolutely.
personal beverage.
Absolutely.
All the stuff up here on the wall, I bet you there is a good audience of someone up here. Like, all of these are staples that are pretty much all great for me. If it's not great, I'll either gift it or pass it on to someone else to say, "Hey, this is not for me. I welcome you to try it and see if you like it." So I guarantee you that every bottle that's up there on the shelf, there's somebody that doesn't like it.
Yeah, I mean that's how it is, man. I mean, you've got people who just flat out, they dislike
The palate of X. Yeah.
X, yeah, and then some people
Yep.
they love it, and that's I think that's the beauty of the community
All
of bourbon and
spirits.
whiskey.
You think
Yep.
about distilled beverages as a whole. There's so much variety out there, and there's a customer for
Yes,
everything. There absolutely is.
there is, and especially with someone like us, who is so intrigued and involved in the bourbon scene per se. Anything that's finished in a bourbon barrel, I really,
Even
really
hair
want to
gel.
try it. I mean, shout out to
You finish my
Yeah.
hair gel in some bourbon, I'm buying that.
I'm buying it. I'm buying it. But like, shout out to Vina Kanya and Brian and the guys down there in Texas who are doing amazing things with
I know.
their
That's
18-year
so
rum,
great.
finishing it in blends and he was. I met him here in Nashville, and he gave me a bottle of the new Four
That's
Roses
cool.
finish 18-year Vita Kanya, and it is ridiculous. Let me tell you, but. Man, so this to me would be something as just an easy sipper, maybe an opener uh, to a night of sipping to kind of warm up the palate. I'm going to go with anywhere between 90 to 95 ish proof here. Sub 6 year, maybe a 4 or 5 year bourbon. Man, it's not familiar as far as like a Buffalo Trace product to me, but
How about just telling me how much you like, or do you like it or dislike it?
man, yeah, I would give this a strong
Okay.
5.5, 6 out of 10. Something that I would definitely give this to introduce bourbon to.
It's a
new
good
drinker.
standard staple, just simple bourbon. It's not overly complex. It's not got a lot going on, but it doesn't have just overwhelming,
Right.
like, oh my gosh.
Is it a weeder? No.
How am I going to go ahead and reveal it? Here we go. This is a piggyback single barrel.
Okay. I was right. I was right on the 6 year mark there. 100 proof. Okay. I was off a little bit on the proof there, but man, and this is not bad. Is this the Bussin' with the Boys pick? It is Bussin' with the Boys. Shout out to Barstool. Let's do a pick together.
Single barrel. So I have the rye, the bourbon, and the single barrel bourbon. I don't know I don't know if I've seen a single barrel rye yet. I'm very interested to try that. Actually, no, I take that back. I did see that at Sinkers. Sinkers in Nashville had a single barrel rye. I had it in my hand and thought about buying it, and ended up buying a Stag, no Junior. Anyway,
Solid choice, sir.
That was
Solid choice
at the time. So, but yeah, Whistle Big.
Yeah.
They have some great fun marketing things that they do. I've been seeing their Instagrams. They have like this orange, I don't know if it's a pre-made cocktail, the old fashioned. I think that's what it is. It's a pre-made old fashioned with Whistle Pig.
Okay.
I haven't seen that hit store shelves yet that I've seen. I've been looking for it. I don't know if it's going to be in the mixer section or what, but yeah, a solid good bourbon out of the Piggyback lineup. This was one of my favorites. This was the single barrel pick out of the bourbon. Again, rye has more spicy flavor, so if you like the spice, the single barrel rye is probably going to be a little bit more in your lane. But this is great. There was a period in my bourbon growth where Whistle Pig Piggyback was my nightly for a short while, and I was like, man, this is great. It slowly evolved a little bit deeper into the proof and a little bit deeper into the flavor. But if you're young into bourbon, you want something solid that you can find, pretty much anywhere. The
Yeah.
single barrel bourbon might be like a pick that might be a little bit more hard to find, but the piggyback line with the rye and the bourbon, they're solid. They're pretty solid for a
They're
good
solid
entry
pours,
level.
yeah.
The corks don't last, unfortunately. I bought this bottle probably about 2-3 months ago. You were with me. It was probably 2-3 months
Yep.
old, and the cork already snapped off. So I don't
Come
know
on,
if
Whistle
that's
Pig.
me
What
or
are you
you,
doing?
but Whistle Pig, like, do I need to rotate my bottles a little bit more? 3 months? I really have to rotate them every 3 months?
3 months.
Like, I thought it was every 6 to 9 months.
That is. So, man, if I'm being honest, I haven't rotated any of my bottles.
Well, that's why a lot of folks use synthetic corks, because synthetic
That's true.
corks will last a long time. A long time. And I don't know if it would be like a good example of like how do you know something's going to last longer in the bottle? Like the juice, does the juice last longer with a synthetic cork because it's going to remain solidly sealed better? Maybe it very well might.
I think I think that's what the
Grab that on the bottom shelf
hypothesis
there.
is.
There's a Hudson, a bottle of Hudson. I want you to see what the cork has done recently. I just recently saw that. Nope.
Is it starting to kind of fall apart in there?
You had a nice cold shower, I think. Not that one. The waxy top one that's open right next to it. Yep. You can sit back down. So there's been some shrinkage. Had a cold shower. Little loose.
It's a little
So I don't know. I mean, I know cork dries out. I have, like, after I saw that yesterday, I shook the bottle and was like, okay, let's let the cork have a little bit of, was it hissing? Just the air pressure probably seeping out. Yeah, so I'm guessing that liquid is probably going to be pretty garbage in a couple months, which is, it's okay. Hudson, again, that was another one for me where I was like, this is pretty darn good early on in my bourbon process. This is a single barrel store pick, so it's not horrible, but now the cork is shrank. Oh well. C'est la vie. So, on this topic of talking about trying new things, you got to get out there and try them. Like, I know in the journey of bourbon, you start out at a certain level and you explore. You just explore. Don't go jump. Don't leap.
right.
That is not necessary. You're welcome to try it. No, never discouraging in that capacity. But if you're on the lower proof, if you like that 80 to 90 range, explore softly. Go to something in the 90 range.
Yes.
Go to something that's 95 for a while. See what else flavor-wise is out there. Don't feel like you have to push yourself. You know, some of these folks are like, oh, I love this. Don't feel like pressure that's where you need to be, because you're on your own journey. People can love whatever they want to love, and that is totally cool with me. Drink what you like. Drink it how you like it, and enjoy it. Yeah. I mean, you won't see me doing some things to my beverages as far as pouring it in soda in a certain way like that, but that doesn't mean that I have a problem with people that do. Enjoy it the way you want to enjoy it.
Right.
So.
It was funny you say that, and we're like, so last night one of the other creators was on TikTok doing a live, and he pulled out one of my picks. It was the very first one I did on my own, the Toasted Tokai, and he was adding water to a lot of the pours to see, and he was like, guys, should I add water? And I popped into the live at that point, and I said, don't you dare add water to my pick.
That's funny.
And it was funny because everyone else in the comments was like, no, don't do it.
That's hilarious.
So do what you want with your bourbon unless I picked it.
And then Ryan, I'm sure, will either sign or write some instructions if there's something other that needs to happen.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Just scan the QR code, and along with that very special experience you get with that QR code, I'm going to yell at you if you pour anything else in my bourbon.
Man, to be continued, because Ryan's picks for staves to be announced, specific. I know you're all probably waiting. And if this podcast has come out in the coming weeks and we still haven't announced anything, hold tight. I promise. We're working
It's
as
coming.
hard as we can for really focusing on good releases here. It's not just what's first available. We've
Yes.
had 6 different offer opportunities come through, and we're
Yes.
like,
Yes.
for the first one and for kind of like the journey of what we're trying to propose, unfortunately doesn't fit right now. Doesn't mean that we can't
Right.
revisit some later.
Right.
Some craft distilleries that had some good juice. It wasn't bad. It wasn't phenomenal, but it just wasn't like nobody knows who this is or what this is. We need
Right.
to start a little bit different and nowhere near in some sort of
Yes.
like allocation hype. That stuff sells itself. That's not what we're worried about.
Yes, it does.
It's more about the flavor and continuing to expose. I mean, think about even the hard truth we had on another episode. Not everyone's going to know about that, but the flavor profile stands up on its own.
It was.
So,
Yes, it does. It's right. That hard truth was right up there with, and right off the bat, I was like, man, that nose is like 107. But I compare it up with the Maker's Mark, what I like to call
Sure.
the license plate series, the wood finishing, the FAEs, the BRTs, the SC4s, the RC6s. It was right up there at that level. And you're talking about a 5-year weeded bourbon with an MSRP
So
under
good.
$55. And it is right up there comparable with all the big boys. So, yeah, we want to bring you something that is not a money grab, because that's not what we're about. We want to provide you with an amazing, delicious, something that you can put on your shelf and be proud of. Pick that we took the time and the effort and put in the work to get the opportunity to pick this for you.
And that's part of the experience. There's going to be several other elements involved with being part of a pick. Being part of a pick means that, yes, we went and did a specific pick for thinking about the audience that we're choosing to have, but then allowing you, the user of this product, to allow you to participate in this process in a fun way that we're excited to share with you when that becomes available, and look forward to it to share with you all at some point, just like a glass. If we're in person, share a beverage together and share a great time.
Yes.
And that's what we look forward to continuing on this journey together. Till next time, y'all take care.
Cheers.